Open OBS Studio and turn on my Elgato lights. Stream Deck is already the command center for your setup, and now you can trigger those actions with your voice using NVIDIA Project G-Assist, a local AI assistant that runs directly on your NVIDIA RTX graphics card. This is possible because of a feature called MCP, or Model Context Protocol. MCP is a standard for AI agents to access and control apps directly. Apps like Slack, Figma, and even Spotify already support it. And now, so does Stream Deck. Version 7.4 adds an MCP server, allowing NVIDIA's G-Assist to see what actions are available, and then, based on your request, it can decide which actions need to be triggered. Combine this with voice input by holding Alt-V, and you can speak and have any key type action be triggered. Anything from a hotkey to a multi-action, even a series of separate actions. Stream Deck, clip that. Open my recordings. By enabling MCP, it's like you're handing G-Assist a dedicated Stream Deck to press pre-configure keys for you. You set up this Stream Deck, and then anytime you ask G-Assist to do something, it looks through your actions you've already pre-configured and then triggers them based on your request. Here is how to get started. First, you'll need a Stream Deck device or Stream Deck Mobile Pro to unlock this feature. Then download and install Stream Deck 7.4 or newer. You can always download the latest version from elgato.com/downloads. Next, you'll need the NVIDIA app installed. From inside the Home tab, find Project G-Assist under Discover, and click on Get. Keep in mind that you will need an NVIDIA GeForce RTX graphics card with at least 6 GB of video memory. Once installed, you can bring up G-Assist by tapping Alt-G or holding Alt-V for voice. Now, we need to set up the server that lets G-Assist and Stream Deck talk to each other. Open a terminal easily by right-clicking on the Start button and clicking on Terminal. In this window, you'll enter 3 commands that you can copy from the video description. First is a command to install npm, or the Node.js Package Manager. Paste this into the terminal window and hit Enter. Once that finishes, copy and paste this next command and hit Enter to install the elgato-mcp-server using npm. Once that's done, you can finally start the server by entering this final command and keeping the window open or minimized. To run the MCP server for Stream Deck in the future, you only need to run this last command and keep the terminal window open. Keep in mind that you'll need to run this again after starting or restarting your computer. Create a Stream Deck action to launch the MCP server in a single tap. Place this command in a batch file anywhere. Save it, and then drag the batch file onto a key to automatically make a shortcut to launch the batch file. Tap it, and the server is running in the background. Next, inside of Stream Deck, go to Preferences, and on the General tab, check Enable MCP Actions. This enables a new device called MCP Deck. You can find it on your device dropdown. In this canvas is where actions exposed through the MCP connection are set up. Drag over any action you want G-Assist to control. Switch scenes or save a clip in OBS Studio. In Photoshop, apply a color grading LUT, resize an image, and export it with one voice command. Change your title or category for Twitch while you're live. Keeping your hands on the mouse and keyboard. Toggle your Philips Hue lights. Any action that you use on a Stream Deck key, including those from plugins, can be used in this canvas. Keep in mind that G-Assist can only access actions on this canvas and won't be able to see or interact with any other actions you have on your Stream Deck devices. Once your actions are on the canvas, G-Assist isn't just pressing keys with its eyes closed. It's able to read what actions you have, the plugin it's from, a basic description, and the state it's currently in, and use this info to intelligently interact with those actions. Each action inside of the MCP canvas can also have custom descriptions or instructions that you want G-Assist to be aware of when looking at what needs to be controlled. For the OBS example from earlier, set up a replay buffer save action. Then click on the AI button to enter this text box. And enter more information about how you want this action to be used, like record that, clip that moment, Stream Deck record that, things like that. NVIDIA's G-Assist sees this information, and this helps it decide that this is the action that you're referring to. Think of each description you write as part of the vocabulary that G-Assist uses to understand your setup. The more specific you are, the better. Stream Deck has forever been about giving controls for the common functions you tackle in your everyday workflows. And with MCP, you can extend this to a whole new way to use Stream Deck by tapping, typing, or speaking with NVIDIA Project G-Assist. Install Stream Deck 7.4 or newer from elgato.com. Install the NVIDIA app and Project G-Assist for your GeForce RTX graphics card and try it out today. Links for everything mentioned in the video can be found down below in the description. Subscribe to us here on YouTube to learn more about Stream Deck and other Elgato hardware and software. Thank you for watching.